Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, August 1st, 2018. We are into August, last 5 months of the year. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Back up a little bit. Remember we talked last night about how it was pulled back to retest that breakout level at 2,800, and it so far has held just with a little stabilization day here. We did start a two-day Fed meeting, so the market's kind of just waiting for the Fed, obviously, as it has been lately. Volume was better than it had been a couple weeks ago, but action was kind of limited. We gapped up, and we'll talk about that when we look at the intraday action. Here's a look at the major stuff before we get to that. Crude oil down $1.37 to 68.75. Gold gains $2.30 off the lows. The S&P was up 13 and change there after being down the day before. Nasdaq recovers 38 points after being down over 100 on the prior day. The stocks up 8. Biotech's up 73. Again, recovering from the big loss there. The VIX never got to 15 really to stay and slips back to 1283, down $1.43. The trend got an okay close at 1.17. That keeps that 10-day moving average at 0.98, but remember, we're still just 2 days away from that big number at 1.75, dropping off the moving average. That'll be what matters. If we get some low readings the next 2 days, that could really drop that moving average quick. Nasdaq volume, again, 2.1 billion, right where it's been the last few days. Advanced decline ratio on the Nasdaq plus 803 finally, and on the New York plus 1,012. So good breadth of the market. A lot of stocks up, but I didn't see a lot of good technical action. Google loses $2.82. It was lower earlier in the day. Apple up 38 cents. Netflix up $2.49 after slipping recently. Amazon down $1.78. Tesla up $7.97. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, gains 65 cents. Goldman Sachs, this is funny, Goldman Sachs loses $1.52 and Facebook up $1.52. Can't make that up. All right, let's take a look at the 5-minute charts on the ES. So the gap up, and at 2 hours in, and right 2.5 hours in and going into lunch, we're still inside that opening candle. Popped up over lunch, and then came back and closed still inside that opening candle. So not a lot of good action. Look how flat the Nasdaq is in the afternoon. So gap up, pushed higher, filled the gap, and then went up over lunch, or into lunch and over lunch, and then just dead flat in the afternoon because the Fed meeting is now underway, and that's going to impact us, obviously, tomorrow morning as well. So Wednesday, we've got the ADP non-farm employment number at 8:15 a.m., final manufacturing PMI at 9:45, ISM and construction spending at 10, crude oil inventories at 10:30, and then the Fed announcement at 2, and the statement shortly after that, or the press conference shortly after that. We'll look for a three-wave phenomenon. It's the first day of August, so to whatever extent the markets were held up for statement printing, and that's not a big deal in July usually. But obviously we're free now. Those statements are printed. So let's get past the Fed announcement. I would expect Thursday to be the better trading day this week. And then again, we've got some big numbers in the unemployment rate and the trade balance still to come on Friday. So there's still some stuff ahead. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading with.